Welcome to part 2 of a 4-part series on the use of the abacus as an instructional tool for visually impaired people. Part 2 focuses on the counting method of addition and subtraction. There are 2 methods on the abacus for adding and subtracting, the counting method and the indirect method. The advantages of the counting method are that it's appropriate for children at a young age or with no previous math experience. No math facts or abstract ideas are needed, and the student can start right away. The disadvantages are that it's not as fast as the indirect method, and it's not what the peers are doing in the general education classroom. The advantages of the indirect method are that it's fast once it's mastered, and it is similar to what sighted peers are using, and you can use the same terminology, and it helps understanding the abstract theory of addition and subtraction. But the disadvantages are that you have to memorize your tens facts for addition and subtraction first before you can use it. That can be confusing at first, and it takes a while to learn. A combination of the counting and indirect methods is the best approach. There is a natural progression from counting to indirect as the student develops the understanding of addition and subtraction. I'm here today with Craig, who's volunteered to learn to add and subtract on the abacus. So let's review the basics and counting. Be sure that you know the names. The first thing you need to know, these are the rods. The columns are the rods. We have the 1 beads at the bottom and the 5 beads at the top. This is the counting bar, and when a bead is next to the bar, it counts, and when it's away from the bar, it's the number 0. Okay, so let's start with counting. I'm going to count to 15. Each time I move a bead, it counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are moved up against the bar. Remember that when we get to 5, we push it down, and these all at the same time. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then when we get all of the beads used and we have to go to the next column, the next rod, we move it, but move 9 away at the same time, all one motion. And there's our number 1, 0, 10. Now when we move one more up, we have 11. 1, 1, 12, 13, 14, and when we move the 5, we move it all in one motion, and there's our number 15. Now let's try counting from 94 to 102. So we'll set the number 94, which we've learned to do, and let's add 1 at a time up to 102. This gives us practice with the 5 bead. So 95 would be all one motion. 96, 97, 98, 99, and now we have no beads left here, so we would add 1, but we have no beads here, so the next number goes over here, and always clear all the 9s in the same motion. And that gives our number 100, 100. And we could just now keep adding on and on, 101, 102, and let's stop there. So that's the review of counting. Okay, let's be sure we can set or write numbers. We want to be able to write and read numbers in order to do adding and subtracting. So let's start with trying to set a number. I want you to write the number 4,802. So we'd always go from left to right, starting the same way we say it. So when I say 4,000, we'd move to the thousands and count 1, 2, 3, 4,000. Now I want to set the number 8 in the hundreds, and we can just go 5, 6, 7, 8 because we know what the number 8 is like. A 0, you would leave nothing against the bar, and then a number 2 would be setting the number 2, and that's setting or writing a number. Okay, so clear that number. And we want to be able to read a number, so I'm going to write a number, and I want you to read this to me. What number did I write?
That looks like 6,349.
That's correct. Okay. Okay, let's clear that number. So we can read and write numbers, which we've learned earlier. So now we're ready to add. We're going to add using counting just the same as when we're counting regular numbers. We would set the first number, in an addition problem, and then we're going to add the second number one beat at a time by counting. So let's start small. Let's start with 5 plus 4. So we set the number 5, or write it, and now count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we had enough beads, and that's just direct adding. We didn't have to do anything special there. So that's our number 9. Let's clear that one. Now let's do one that uses a little bit more skills. Let's do 3 plus 4. So we would set the number 3. And I want you to add 4 one beat at a time, and we'll use the 5 bead this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And see how when we use the 5 bead, that's still all counted as one motion, and you didn't count it twice. It just counted as one motion. And our answer is 7. When we're writing larger numbers, we always write the entire number from left to right, just the same way that you would say it. And we add from left to right also, just the way we would say it, not the way it's done in print. So here's an example. If we want to write the number 31 plus 64, we would write 31. And now I want to add 64, so let's do it by counting, starting in the tens column. So we're going to add 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then our second number was 4, 64. So let's add 4 to the ones column. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And our answer is 95. Let's try a much larger number. Let's write, we'll clear that one, right? Let's write the number 326. Okay, and let's add 412. 100, 200, 300, stay in the hundreds. Yep, 300, 400. Okay, now 12. So go to the tens column and add a 1. And the 2 in the ones column, add 2. 1, 2. There's our answer, 738. So far, we have not had to carry, which will happen when there are 9 beads and there are not any 1 beads left to count. The book calls this the rules of 9, 49, and 99. In print, we just say to carry 1 to the next column. So we will carry or count 1 on the next rod, same as you would do in print, but have to clear all of the 9s to the right when you carry. So if I have a number 36 plus 8, let's set 36. And then start counting the 8. We're going to add 8. 1, 2, 3. And now see how we've run out of beads? We're going to carry 1. That counts as our 4th, but move all 9 away in the same motion. So that still counts as the 4th bead. And continue up to 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So our answer is 44. Let's clear that one, and let's try another larger example. Let's do 217 plus 37. 217 we'll set. And now we want to add 37. So again, we would start with the larger number 30. So in the tens column, you add 10, 20, 30. And now I've made this problem especially hard. This is the hardest you're going to get. And now when we add 7 here, we're going to count, starting with these, 1, 2. We've run out of beads. We're going to carry 1, but see, we don't have a 1 bead to carry, so remember we've done 2 here. Our third count will be all of this motion with the 5 bead. That's 3, but clear the 9 at the same time. 3, and now continue from 3 to 7. 4, 5, 6, and 7. So our answer is 254. And now that's a problem that's going to have, that's as complicated as they're going to get. We're going to have a 5 bead moved, we're having 9 beads, and so we won't have anything harder than that. Let's clear that one. And now let's do one more where we may have several 9s in a row. Sometimes you have to clear across several rods. Start with the number 794. Let's write 794. Okay, I want to add 209 to that. So the 200 we can add directly. We'll go to the hundreds, 209. So that's 0, 9. So in the ones column, we're going to start counting 9. So we're going to count 1, using our 5 bead, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've run out of beads. So I need to add carry 1 to the next column. I can't, it's out of beads. Carry 1 to the next column. I can't, it's out of beads. So I'm going to carry 1 to this next column and clear all the 9s, all 3 of those 9s. Okay, and then we continue counting from there. And so we were at 6, so we want to go to 9, so we go 7, 8, 9. The hardest part is remembering what number you were at. And our answer is 1003. Okay, now there's lots more practice problems on pages 27 to 30 in the book. So you can practice more on your own. Okay, now we're going to start with subtraction with the counting method. Subtraction is the opposite of addition, so it works the same, only you count by moving away from the bar instead of towards the bar. Everything is going to be the opposite because adding and subtracting are opposites. Okay, so let's first of all just practice counting backwards. We're going to be counting backwards. So let's count backwards from 12. So set the number 12, and let's just count backwards. So we go 11, 10. Now, when we don't have any to take away, we borrow and set 9 instead of clearing 9. So there's 9. So we went 10, 9. And then we'll just keep counting away. 8, 7, 6, 5. And with the 5 bead, when you move it away, you move these 4 up instead of down. 4, and keep counting away. 3, 2, 1, whoops, 1, and 0. See? So it's counting backwards. You're just moving away. Everything's the opposite. Let's start with an easy one. Let's go 8, take away 3. So set the number 8. This is easy. Let's take away 3. So this is direct subtracting. 1, 2, 3. We had enough beads, and our answer is 5. Let's clear that. Now let's do it a little bit bigger. 44, take away 21. So set 44. And then take away 20. Again, we start on the left. 10, 20. 1, 2, 1. Take away 1. And our answer is 23. And that is direct subtracting with no moving of beads, besides the ones we're counting. Okay, so now let's clear that. Now let's do one with a 5 bead involved. So remember, when you move the 5 bead away, you have to push the 4 1 beads up at the same time. So let's do 69, take away 28. We'll write 69, and let's subtract 28. We'll start in the 20, so 1. Look, I don't have a second one. I have to move the 5 away and the 4 up at the same time, and that counts as 1 motion. So there's our 2. Now over here, let's take away 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we'll move the 5 and 4 at the same time. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. And our answer is 41. Okay, let's clear that. Okay, so now that's the 5 bead. Now, what about when we have a 0 and we're going to be borrowing with a 0? Well, since it's the opposite of what we did when we were adding and it involved a 9, when we do it with a 0, we're going to put the 9 back. It's this borrowing on the abacus. So if I don't have any beads to subtract, I have to borrow from the next rod. And when I do, I have to write the 9 in. Because I'm borrowing 10, but I really wanted 1, and 1 and 9 makes the 10. So that's the theory behind it. So let's try that with the number 34, take away 15. So let's set 34. Now let's take away 15. Well, the 10, we start with the 10. That's easy. And now let's take away 5. Let's count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have any, so I borrow 5 and set the 9 at the same time as 1 motion. And there's my answer, 19. Okay, let's clear that one and try something larger. Sometimes we'll have a 5 bead and the 9 involved at the same time. So let's try something like that. Let's do 95, take away 46. All right, 95. Okay, we're going to minus 46. Take away the 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's go to the 6 in the ones column. I'm going to right away do the 5 beads. So that's my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have any left, so I have to borrow. From this 5, it's going to become a 4. I borrowed, so that's my, and set the 9 at the same time, and that's my 6th one. And always make sure you set the 9 right away or we might forget. So set it right away. My answer is 49. Now the hardest ones are when we get several zeros. So let's clear that. And I'm going to give you one that has several zeros. When you have more than one zero, you have to keep borrowing further and farther over. You have to set a 9 in each of the zeros. Let's do the problem 805 minus 209. So start by writing or setting 805. 805. Okay, now I want you to subtract 209, starting in the hundreds. 1, 2, 0, take away 0 is nothing. Now let's start counting 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there's no beads here to take away, so I'm going to borrow, but there's no beads here, so I'm going to borrow. So this is my number 6 count. But when I do that, I have to set 9 everywhere else. So I've counted 6. Now go back to where you were and continue counting. 7, 8, 9. And there's our answer. 596. And that's a correct answer. There are lots of great practice problems on pages 42 to 45 in the book, The Abacus Basic Competency Accounting Method.